Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson on IELTS academic grading. In this lesson, we are talking about a general concept in English grammar, which is parallelism. So in parallelism, a general idea is that the structure of two sentences or two phrases or even two words that come together would be the same. So it ensures consistency in the structure and also making your sentence easier to read. Easier to read. So that's the main point, that you want to use parallel or similar grammar structures in one sentence. Or in a bigger concept of a paragraph, you want, more or less generally speaking, use the same grammar structure between sentences. So what is the example of when the parallelism was not used and it's a mistake? So let me choose a color here, making sure that this is a wrong example. So for example, writing he likes swimming, to run and biking is wrong. Why? Because here to run we're using a different form than the ing form. We're using the to be form essentially. So to fix this, essentially you write he likes swimming, running, and biking. So that is the parallel structure. And the common places that the parallel structure is important to be followed. Common places for parallel structure is essentially in three different places. One, in list, such as the example that we talked about. The items that you are using, you want to make sure that they are following the same grammatical structure. The second one, this is the lists. The second one would be the correlative conjunction. So we talked about correlative conjunctions in a couple of lessons ago. So pairs such as either or neither nor, or not only but also. So for example, saying or writing, he likes either swimming or to bike is wrong, because the to bike you form the to form rather than writing. He likes either swimming or biking, the ing form. So that's where the parallel structure comes in place. Or finally, when you're talking about the comparisons. In comparisons also, when you're using than, for example, saying I like running more than to swim is also wrong. So you would say I like running more than swimming. So using ing form in both structures. So let's write about a couple of examples in the context of IELTS task 1. So for the context of IELTS task 1, let's write the incorrect form together, and I'll choose the red color so it's more obvious. The incorrect form. So for example, in the task 1, you would write the price of oil increased sharply and was stabilizing afterwards. So this is the wrong format, because here you use the past form, and in here you use the continuous past. So you use two different grammar in two phrases that come after each other, and that is wrong. So to fix this is an easy fix. So you just you would write the price of oil. Let me choose the correct format or the correct color. So you would write the price of oil increased sharply and stabilized afterwards. So this not only helps it to be grammatically correct, also it helps it more to be more cohesive and easier to read, as you can see. It's an easy to understand sentence, and that's what we want when it comes to IELTS writing. So let's talk about another example. Let's go to the next page. So in this one, let's talk about IELTS task 2 example. So in task 2, the incorrect sentence that you would, for example, write, and as we mentioned before, you need to have like generally strong opinions. In task 2, they don't need to be correct, they just need to be strong. So the government should invest in education because it increases literacy, reduces unemployment, and that it improves innovation. So as you can see, the first two phrases are following the same pattern, and all of a sudden we have this that changes the format. So we want to follow the format. To fix this, we can write the government should invest in education because it increases literacy, reduces unemployment, and improves innovation. So just reading it, it feels a lot more cohesive. I don't even need to write it, but just for the purpose of being complete, let's write it. So the government should invest in education because it increases literacy, reduces unemployment, and improves innovation. So you can see the correct form. It's a lot more easier to understand and easier to follow. It's a very cohesive sentence. And that's pretty much it. Like we used it in the context of list, essentially in the both samples. So you can use it in the context of correlative conjunction. So for example, I'll write a wrong form and leave it to you to practice and make it correct. So for example, you can say, not only she enjoys, for example, playing piano, but also she is practicing for marathon, let's say. So I'll leave it to you to fix this sentence. And again, you can practice in the subjects that you can imagine would come for task 1 or task 2. And that's essentially what we wanted to talk about in this lesson about parallelism. So please practice these at home. There's a higher sort of one level above that you want. You don't need all the sentences that comes after each other to be exactly the same grammatical format, but more or less you want it also to follow similar timeline. So for example, if a thing is happening in the past, you want to stay in the past and not jump back and forth in time when you're talking about describing, for example, when you're describing in task 1 the graphs and you're using the past form, you want to stick to that. So there's a similarities in the ideas of parallelism when it comes to chaining multiple sentences to each other. So that's it for this lesson that we wanted to talk about. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Cheers.